Well, I might get shanked today. But anyways, if I do get shanked today, start looking into Finders International. It's a big scam here in Nazi-occupied Canada. Well, it's Nazi-occupied England and Nazi-occupied Canada now that I can confirm. Start looking at Padson. It's based in the UK, Finders International. And start looking into connections with the UK to this whole assisted dying thing in Canada. It's a joke. They always use inside jokes. The MAID is, they've got it made now. So they found an acronym that they could clean house with. It's also a cleaning acronym. Start looking into Finders International. And if I die from being stabbed, investigate anyone that's on surveillance outside. Anyone not in the UK, I want charge. And if for some reason they hijacked my plane, and I'm in the UK, I've been abducted. I'm just saying that because there's so many fucking Irish people around me in the last few years, it's scary. I'm just being funny. Literally. But in 2020, I was basically stalked by British and Norwegian, and they gave a tabloid review about me that basically cost me a job, and then illegally recorded me. A bunch of things they did. And then I was almost murdered. Was paralyzed, broken neck, broken back, broken jaw, collapsed lung, fractured skull, and a bunch of clots. And I just started being able to walk again, and now I've been beaten up 3 more times, almost stabbed a dozen times, and I'm being set up again in another trap house. And then the apartment I just got evicted from because they slandered me to get me homeless again was a trap house. I'm pretty sure it was a trap house. Because I have a lawsuit against the cops. I called them for help to stop a short person from getting hurt, and they didn't believe me. Then they found a body, and now they're trying to cover up their incompetence, some of them. But instead of trying to investigate, because if they investigate the person they worked with, who's the actual bad guy, it'll make the cops look worse. So instead, they're just going to pass it off on a regular innocent person that they don't like that has a lawsuit against them. That's how dirty cops work. That's why nobody likes cops. Because of dirty cops. If there weren't dirty cops, I'm sure the community would love cops. Ish. Well, I've been set up and nearly murdered for the last few years, ever since leaving the cable company. And funny enough, a bunch of people that worked, that my desk sat around, are in this homeless shelter now. It either shows that company cancels a bunch of people, which is possible because each of the trap houses that I lived in connect back to the cable company. And I'm pretty sure the cable company is the cancellation arm of the Nazi party, allegedly. Which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. But the human trafficking from them trying to murder me and me investigating who the fuck was after me led to the Nazis. Seriously. But I've already been threatened in the homeless shelter multiple times. I'm getting no help from social services, which basically I think this homeless shelter system is now just a big cancellation engine. They get people homeless, then they cancel them here, they kill them, they overdose them, etc. Because they've been trying to set me up for substances to make an overdose look plausible. I was standing outside going for Water Warriors once, and this dude made a beeline for me and dropped something breakable, let's say, in my path in front of a whole bunch of independent witnesses. And the funny thing was, the Water Warriors that day was a different group, and a bunch of them from the surveillance, we've confirmed, are from Calgary. Weird. Well, Calgary, basically the cops have been paid off to cooperate in the whole system down there. Some of them are still good, but the shiny ones are always the ones getting stressed out or having a whole bunch of... Long story. I don't know if there are any shiny ones really much left on the force. If there are, there's some shiny ones down there, then they're probably in danger themselves. They had a culling a few years ago, though. There's barely any cops in Calgary, at least there was. When I was trying to, look into it, I found out that Many of the cops in Calgary were replaced a few years back. We'll start looking into the police brutality. That might be an end to clean up that city. Again, protect the shinies, but that city had more police-related shootings in 2018 than any other city in North America. So Toronto and New York are two of the biggest cities. If Toronto and New York police can stop shooting people, what's the reason a hamlet by the mountains are shooting more people than Toronto and New York combined? Like, there's an entire documentary about police brutality down there. It's that bad that they needed a documentary about it. So start looking into that just in case I die. I have a lawsuit against that entire city and the Alberta Health Services, and now I'm being cancelled again. Funny. Well, they denied me medical care. After they nearly murdered me, I didn't get medical care. I had to fight for medical care, and then they lied about the medical care. They said I was everything's not hunky-dory. Turns out I had a facial fracture that went untreated for a year, and then now that I'm in this city, they seem to have lost those facial fracture records, even though I have confirmation of the facial fracture, which is where my jaw's broken. It's still broken to this day. It falls in and out of place once in a while. So the bone that connects to the jaw is broken, but the muscles are getting stronger. It doesn't even hurt anymore. I got kicked in the face and kneed in that side of the head, and it didn't even hurt. It just pissed me off. I talked to one of I talked about this before, but I was panhandling and someone tried to rob me. So one dude kicked me in the face, the other dude kneed me in the head, and then I got pissed off and they went away. They seemed like good people, though. They were just trying to defend someone. Apparently someone spread rumors about a redhead in the city at that time. Part of their cancellation, I think. Anyways, that's it for this vlog for now. I'll talk to you, though, in a bit. Well, whatever. Talking to you. But get started on that. You had that recorded the entire time, even when I got threatened? Good. You'd be surprised how many people have tried to murder me. I was walking to the food the other day, and this dude came right at me until he noticed there was two people walking behind me, and then he stopped. He was gonna, like, punch me or choke me or some shit. Well, I've almost been stabbed more than a dozen times that I'm aware of. Been beaten up 3 times, face kicked into a wall. And this is after being paralyzed. But I'm strong. That should be a warning to my enemies. After all this, with no medical care, facing a corrupt government and Nazi invasion and a whole bunch of pissed off people, I'm still fighting. So if I die, then that'll just basically prove what I've been saying, and then all my enemies will go to jail at the same time. Well, under the Organized Crime Act, anyone that's working against me or anyone that has harmed me in the last few years goes to jail. Because I've been able to link this to terrorism. So if I can link it to terrorism, it's a different legal ballgame. But anyways, I'll talk to you in a bit. If I die, then light your lanterns.